Okay, I want you to, just for a second, close your eyes and picture the absolute perfect party.
Okay.
And I don't mean, a good time with friends and pizza. I mean that very specific kind of perfection that really only serious money can buy.
Right.
Vintage wine just flowing, a sprawling estate that looks like it's straight out of a
It's
movie.
that classic polished image. The American dream on steroids, isn't it? The peak of, stability, wealth, success.
Exactly. You look at this family from the outside and you think, they have it all figured out.
Hmm.
But today, we're unpacking a story that takes that glossy image
Hmm.
and just smashes it. We're looking at a first-hand account written by a man named James. He's the eldest son.
And he calls it the 60th birthday betrayal.
He does. But honestly, after reading this thing a few times, I think a better title might be The Red Wedding of Dinner Parties.
That is a disturbingly fitting description. Usually when we look at family conflicts, it's messy. It's drawn out over years.
Right, passive-aggressive comments at Thanksgiving.
Exactly. What's so fascinating here, and frankly terrifying, is the compression of time. You have decades of secrets and lies all exploding in, what, 90 minutes?
It's a pressure cooker. And the catalyst is a single toast. The patriarch, Mr. Arthur, stands up for his 60th birthday.
Everyone expects a thank you speech.
Of course, but instead of raising a glass, he picks up a remote control for this giant projector screen and announces they're going to celebrate the truth.
That phrase, celebrate the truth, in this context, it is absolutely chilling.
Isn't it? It implies that everything up to that point, the smiles, the handshakes, it's all a performance.
A simulation of a family,
Mm.
and he just decided it was time to drop the curtain.
Yeah, and James, our source, he leans right into that. He calls his own family a web of lies. So that's our mission today. We're going to unpack how one man dismantled his entire legacy in one night with a slideshow.
A slideshow.
A slideshow. And we need to untangle the absolute geometry of betrayal here because, wow, you almost need a diagram to keep track of who was sleeping with whom.
You really do. It's less a family tree and more of a family tumbleweed. And what's interesting is that James, our narrator, he starts the story by admitting his own arrogance. He walks in thinking he's the only one with a secret.
He's got some serious main character syndrome.
Totally. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
Right, so let's set the board before the fireworks. The architecture of betrayal. First, James, our narrator, oldest son. He's married to a woman named Emily. Been married 3 years, but he says the relationship is cold, like roommates.
Which is a classic setup for infidelity, right? Especially in these high-status marriages where appearance is everything. That emotional distance creates a vacuum.
And people look to fill that vacuum.
Yeah.
But usually, they look outside the family.
You would think you keep your mess separate from your home base.
James did not get that memo. James looked across the dinner table. Betrayal number 1.
Yeah.
He's been having an affair for 6 months with Victoria.
And just to be clear for everyone listening, because this is where it gets heavy, Victoria is his stepmother.
His stepmother. The source says she's young, only a few years older than him, but still, that's his father's wife.
It's the ultimate taboo. It's Oedipal, of course, but from a strategic standpoint, it is just incredibly high risk.
Why do that?
It's almost like a risk addiction. When your life is so perfect and curated, normal life gets boring. You need higher and higher stakes to feel anything. Meeting in his car, risking his inheritance, the danger is the aphrodisiac.
And James admits he was selfish. He knew it was wrong, but he thought he was untouchable. He thought he was the predator.
But he wasn't.
Not even close. While he's sneaking around with his dad's wife, he's totally ignoring his own wife, Emily. And she's not just sitting at home knitting.
No, she isn't. And this is where James's blind spot is just huge. He mentions Emily was spending all this time with Daniel.
Daniel, the younger brother, the, quote, black sheep of the family.
Right. And what was their excuse?
Going to the gym.
The oldest excuse in the book.
I mean, come on. And James says he never suspected a thing. He thought his wife would never look twice at his screw-up brother.
It's that egocentric bias we see so often. He assumes he's the protagonist and everyone else is just a static character. He doesn't credit them with having their own secrets.
He underestimated them because he didn't respect them. So let's recap this quadrangle. You have the son sleeping with the stepmom. And you have the wife sleeping with the brother.
It's a perfect circle of betrayal. Everyone is betraying either the patriarch, Mr. Arthur, or our narrator, James. It's just, It's an unstable structure. It has to collapse.
And the win is the 60th birthday party. Let's move to the dinner itself. The dinner from hell.
Okay.
James says the atmosphere was just heavy. The clinking of silverware felt too loud. The conversation was forced. And then there's the maid, Sophia.
Sophia is a key indicator here. The staff, they always know more than the family. They're the invisible observers.
And what does James notice about her?
He says she's terrified. Her hands are shaking while she's serving the food. That is a massive physiological tell.
Shaking so much she's about to drop the plates.
Yeah.
And Daniel, the brother, is just staring at her nervously. But then we get this moment of, I don't know, dramatic irony. The footsie incident.
Oh, the scene. It's a classic case of confirmation bias.
Right. James is sitting there feeling like the king of the world, and he feels a foot playing with his leg under the table. He assumes it's his wife, Emily.
Of course he does. His ego projects that onto the situation. She wants me back. I'm irresistible.
Exactly. But then he looks. He sees the angle. And he realizes her foot isn't reaching for him.
No.
It's reaching past him. She's trying to play footsie with Daniel, his brother, who's sitting right next to him.
That moment of realization must have been jarring. He's not the target of affection. He's literally an obstacle. He's leg blocking their affair.
And at the same time, you have Victoria, the stepmom, holding Dad's hand on top of the table, but winking at James across the table.
It's all high-stakes signaling. They're getting a thrill from the public duplicity. But notice who's calm through all this.
Mr. Arthur, the dad. James says he looked too happy.
Too happy. That's the tell. In a high-stakes environment, when the person with the most power goes quiet or gets unusually cheerful, it means they've already won.
He has the ace up his sleeve.
His happiness isn't joy, it's anticipation. He's savoring what he knows is the last meal of this family. He's enjoying the execution.
And the execution begins. Dad stands up, clink, clink, clink. He picks up the remote. I've prepared a special slideshow of our family's most precious memories.
Such a cruel setup. It lowers their defenses. They're expecting baby photos.
Instead, slide 1 pops up. Dead silence. It's a crystal clear, high-def photo of James and Victoria kissing in his car downtown.
The visual evidence. You can't deny a high-resolution JPEG.
Victoria gasps. James stands up to try and... What can you even say?
There's nothing to say.
And this is when Mr. Arthur just delivers the line of the century. He looks James dead in the eye and says, "Happy birthday to me, son."
Wow. That's devastating. He's saying your destruction is my gift to myself. It shows a level of planning James never saw coming.
He had this photo ready. He put it in a PowerPoint. But he's not done. He says, wait, there is more. Clicks the remote. Slide 2. This time, it's a video.
Security footage.
From the pool house. It shows Emily, the wife, and Daniel, the brother. And they're being intimate. But here's the kicker. They're laughing. They're laughing at James.
And that detail is crucial. It adds humiliation to the betrayal. James realizes in that second he's not just a cheater, he's a cuckold. He was the joke of the family.
He said the realization just hit him like a truck. And the room erupts. James is yelling at Daniel, "You! With my wife!" And Daniel's yelling back, "You're with Dad's wife!"
It's mutually assured destruction. Dad just sat back and let them tear each other apart. He gathered surveillance. This wasn't an emotional outburst. This was a military operation.
It makes you wonder about the father, though. I mean, this public shaming is so theatrical.
It is. It suggests Mr. Arthur isn't just a victim. He has a touch of grandiosity himself. He didn't just want to end it. He wanted an audience. He wanted to be the God of the Old Testament smiting the sinners.
It's brilliant and terrifying. But he's not done with the emotional destruction. He wants to go nuclear. He starts laughing manically and shouts, "Sit down. I'm not done."
And now he moves from the emotional to the financial.
Yes. He points to Sophia, the maid, crying in the corner. And he asks Daniel to tell everyone about the souvenir he left to Sophia.
And Daniel goes pale. Because a pregnancy with the staff, that complicates the bloodline. It complicates the inheritance.
Dad reveals it. Sophia's pregnant. And he assumes, the whole family assumes, it's Daniel's child.
Right, the black sheep narrative. Even the mastermind father has confirmation bias. He thinks Daniel's the reckless one, so of course he got the maid pregnant. It fits the pattern.
So Mr. Arthur pulls out a legal document. He's been busy. He announces 3 things. 1, he's divorcing Victoria. 2, he's firing both James and Daniel from the company.
Stripping them of status and income, cutting off the life support.
And 3, he's leaving the entire estate to Sophia and her unborn baby. He calls them the only source of a new life.
That's a fascinating pivot. He sees his whole family as corrupted, as spoiled goods. He looks at this unborn child as a chance for a reset, a clean slate. He's trying to buy a new family.
He thinks he's found the moral high ground. He's giving it all to the innocent grandchild. But I mean, you know there's a but.
The twist that nobody, not even the mastermind father, saw coming.
Sophia speaks up. Her voice is trembling, and she corrects Mr. Arthur. She says, the baby isn't Daniel's.
The air just leaves the room.
She looks right at James, our narrator, and she says, it's James's baby.
And that's the moment the dad's entire victory it collapses.
James creases. We get a flashback. He remembers a one-night mistake from 6 months ago.
Yeah.
He was heartbroken, lonely, and he just compartmentalized it.
That's the key word. He put it in a box. But this completes the circle. Think about it. James is sleeping with the stepmom. He's married to the woman sleeping with his brother. And he's the father of the maid's baby.
He is the nexus of every single bad decision in that room. The source says Mr. Arthur's face just dropped. The circle of betrayal was absolute. Even the purity he thought he was funding, the maid's baby.
Is the product of the son who betrayed him with his wife. There is no clean slate. There's no escape. The corruption is total. He's trapped.
So how does it end? Security escorts everyone out.
Of course. Physical removal.
And the aftermath. James gives us a summary. Instant divorce for him and Emily. Dad is suing Victoria, and James is paying child support to Sophia.
And the most bitter irony of all.
Mr. Arthur only speaks to Sophia because of the grandchild. The grandchild that is biologically James's, but is the only family connection the dad has left.
He's completely trapped. He wanted to cut them all off, but because of the baby, he's still tied to James's actions forever. It's like a Greek tragedy.
James ends his account by saying, we had it all. Money, power, family, and we lost it all in one dinner.
It's a powerful takeaway. We envy these high-status lives, we see the tuxedos and the wine, but we don't see the carrying cost of the secrets. You pay interest on them every day, and eventually, the bill comes due.
And in this case, the bill was everything. It also makes you think about privacy in the modern world, right? Mr. Arthur used surveillance footage, digital photos.
Absolutely. We live in an age where the truth is often just a file on a hard drive waiting to be opened. If you're living a double life, the chances of maintaining it are shrinking every single day. The walls really do have eyes now.
And I have to ask about Mr. Arthur. Was this justice? Or was he just as toxic as the rest of them for orchestrating something so public?
That is the big question, isn't it? He could have handled this quietly. Divorced Victoria, fired the sons, moved on. But he chose the spectacle. He chose humiliation.
Which suggests his ego was just as big as theirs.
Exactly. He didn't just want to be right. He wanted to be the main character. He played the game better than they did, but at the end of the day, he was still playing the same dirty game.
A family of villains with no heroes in sight.
Well, perhaps Sophia was the only victim, just caught in the crossfire of all these massive egos.
Well, she did walk away with the estate, so maybe she got the last laugh.
Maybe she did, or maybe inheriting that estate is just inheriting the curse.
That is a haunting thought to end on. And that's all the time we have. It's a reminder to, keep your side of the street clean and maybe don't play footsie under the table unless you are 100% sure whose leg it is.
Sound advice for any dinner party.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next deep dive.